Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cypher. I made a huge mistake, guys. The railgun and the recon scanner have been vaulted in arena and competitive play. And of course, this is all my fault, guys. I mean, I should have never made a video showing how powerful the railgun was. I should have never talked about it or tweeted about it. I have all the control in the world as to how this game is balanced. Of course, it was completely my fault. I'm obviously kidding, guys. Content creators do not have the ability to vault or remove things. When I made the video about the railgun, I knew it was going to be eventually vaulted from competitive or nerf because I just knew it was powerful. I was using it and destroying lobbies with it, and I could just tell that people were not going to enjoy dying to the railgun in competitive play. But this brings up a really important topic, okay? First, there is like a weird misconception where people think that content creators have a huge influence on how the game is changed. I'm sure Epic looks at feedback. They have their own stats that they look at. This is something that Epic has decided to do based off of pretty much feedback from competitive players. Most competitive players that I've seen personally have given feedback against the recon scanner and against the railgun. Here's the thing. I think that without the recon scanner and the railgun, competitive Fortnite is definitely more balanced, right? But if we're talking about from a fun factor, from like a new season factor, it's not as fun when you can't incorporate any new weapons into the competitive settings. The trick is like you want to bring in new weapons that are balanced without completely breaking the game. Last season they removed snipers, and I know that competitive players have been complaining about snipers. So people thought that snipers were removed because of competitive players or because of me, because I jokingly said that I got snipers removed. That's not true. I did not get snipers removed. Nobody has that kind of pull. But I did make a lot of jokes about it, so I kind of understand why some of the little kids thought it was me, or some people, thought, oh, I'm almost complaining about snipers. That's why they got removed. The feedback definitely got the recon scanner and the railgun removed from competitive. And the reality, like I said, is that it is more balanced without them in the game. But it brings up another interesting point, okay? Competitive Fortnite was at its most popular in terms of viewership when the game was busted. Like when we had broken things like planes, mythic swords, ballers. Literally when competitive Fortnite was like watched the most and was talked about the most, at least from my POV, from what I've seen so far in terms of viewership on tournaments and whatnot. The weird thing is that most viewers like the broken things in competitive. Like they like the really powerful items and things in competitive, while most competitive players would rather just have a standard like AR, shotgun, minis, heals, like just very standard stuff. First of all, I saw this trick where if you sneak up on a llama, you can box it up. I want to know if that's true. You can. That's actually kind of lit. So yeah, like I was saying, and only recently in the past couple seasons, Epic started removing and vaulting things from arena to make it more competitive. Before, Epic used to not do this. Epic used to pretty much just say, okay, whatever's in the actual game is what you're going to compete with. And if we vault something, it's going to be vaulted from both modes. But now Epic is more open-minded, and they're changing things from arena and keeping it in public matches. I actually don't really know. I still like watching competitive Fortnite, and I still like playing in it. So I kind of want you guys to answer and let me know your interest in the competitive scene, and whether you used to watch competitive Fortnite but stopped, and if you would prefer that the railgun and recon scanner stayed in the game. Here's my true opinion. I would have liked to see the recon scanner and railgun stay in competitive, but the reality is that it would have been adjusted. I don't think the UFO could have stayed. I love the UFO. It's a lot of fun, but the UFO has the same problem as like planes and mechs. Like it would cause too much power and this power imbalance for the teams that got access to them or got the UFOs, whereas the teams who didn't have them would be at a huge disadvantage. And that's just like inevitable. Like you can't nerf the UFOs that much for that to be another reality is that the railgun is strong. I mean, okay, so the railgun is very powerful. Without the recon scanner, it's just powerful. The recon scanner takes the railgun and puts it on another level. Because yes, there's ways to counter the railgun. You build a wall and a ramp and whatnot, but from really long range, you can't really hear the railgun or see it. It's kind of hard to kind of predict that you're about to get shot. Now, the question is, could the railgun and recon scanner have existed in competitive with some minor adjustments? And would those adjustments ruin the guns and make them less fun? Because right now, these guns are the most fun guns to use. Like, the way they are right now, I have so much fun using the railgun and the recon scanner. Most of the times, the players who don't know what they're doing are the easiest targets to hit with the railgun. You would think that people complain about the railgun because they're dying to it, or I made the tweet about the railgun being powerful because I kept dying to it. I've only died to the railgun a handful of times. I only made the tweet about it because I was just destroying people with it, and I knew it was powerful. I knew it was really, really, really powerful. And there was no bias because it's literally my favorite gun. It's actually my favorite gun this season. I love the railgun, but I'm just also aware that it's a very powerful gun. And yes, there are counters to it, but if you're going against a really good player who barely misses with the railgun, the counters are kind of almost non-existent. And the third party potential is insane. People are fighting. I just show up, I pull out the railgun, and it's like GG, good night to whoever's in the area, you know? Like that 170, I mean, that's easy for me to do. Like I can do that so consistently. And this dude did not know I was charging it. Like he didn't have enough time to react. It's just 1 second he's here, 1 second he's dead. I think that's an AI. That AI nearly just destroyed me. I was thinking, like, is there a way that they could have kept the railgun and the recon in the game without it being completely ruined? And I think, like, if they made the railgun easier to see, if you're in the open and someone's charging it at you, you can definitely see the railgun. But if you are in a box or fighting somebody, it's kind of hard to see or hear the railgun being charged. So that would give people more time to react, in my opinion. I like here's the thing. I like the railgun ability to shoot through walls. I like the railgun damage. I like the recon scanner too, and its abilities. I wouldn't want to change the core item, because the item is very fun. I want people to know that, because I don't want hate threads to pop up about how I want the game to be boring. But I think making the railgun easier to see, especially at longer ranges, and be able to hear it, especially if you're getting third-partied by it. This poor guy. And then as far as the recon scanner, I feel like the cooldown on it is so short. Like this thing, like I don't even really think about when I'm shooting this thing. Like by the time I need to shoot another one, I already have another one kind of loaded up. So it's like infinite ammo, but it's also like legitimately infinite ammo. Like it doesn't actually feel like you have to. Doesn't feel like you actually have to think about conserving it. I can pretty much use it like 5 times in a single fight. That's the crazy part. I think the recon scanner, like if you wanted it to be balanced, it would have to be a little bit more limited into how it can be used. And like you would have to like have a longer cooldown, because for something that's so powerful and gives you like good area coverage, you can pretty much spam this thing. Like I never once feel like, oh no, I have to wait for my recon scanner. Like at most I wait like a couple seconds, and then boom, the recon scanner is reloaded, recharged, ready to be used again. Another suggestion is like people said that the railgun could potentially do less damage if it goes through a wall. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like that would kind of reduce the fun factor of it, but like slight reduction, a very slight reduction to damage, like instead of 170 headshot, maybe like 130, 140 headshot if it goes through a wall. I mean, that's potentially a good change. And then just like a longer cooldown for the recon scanner. And like you would have these weapons be balanced and potentially used in competitive. Because the reality is like, because I think like we can have interesting weapons that are somewhat balanced. And I think the reason why there's less interest in the competitive scene. Oh my God, like how is this guy supposed to know what's going on? How's he supposed to react? Hold up, this guy. He just realized it, but I can just I'm safe to shoot him from behind this. Sheesh. And now I recon scan. 85. I've hit them both for 85. Why can't I shoot him? Is he out of mats? Oh, he is, bro. Sorry, man. I'll take you out of your misery. GG. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about the railgun and recon scanner being removed from competitive. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.